And now, number 7, the blindside flanker. Nizaam Carr. Hello, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Basically a jack of all trades when it comes to positions.
That's correct.
But today we're going to talk blindside. This is 1 to 15, made just for you by Bright Rock. We've teamed up with the Vodacom Bulls to bring you all the details on what exactly rugby players do. Like, what does blindside mean?
Well, blindside just comes from the scrum. You scrum on the blind side, or basically the tight head prop. So those are generally your heavier guys to be behind the tight head. One of the boys that needs to carry the ball over the advantage line, be very physical and stop momentum. Everybody looks to him just to get us front foot ball so the backs can do their thing out wide.
Explain front foot ball to someone that doesn't understand that. I think that term gets thrown a lot in commentary and whatever, but they don't know what that means.
So
front foot ball is?
Front foot ball is basically if you run into me and I'm giving away meters. So that means you're gaining meters. In terms of that, now the backs can run obviously onto the ball. It's a lot easier. The defense needs to set now 1 or 2 steps back. So they backpedaling where you getting the ball, receiving the ball onto the front foot.
So a blindside flanker is responsible, or one of his responsibilities are that?
Yeah.
To bring it forward, or to get everyone over the line?
That's right,
okay.
Yeah. So he's one of generally the strongest carrier in the team. Everybody looks to him to get us that gain line success, yeah.
So in your opinion, is it more about physically how a person looks, the player looks, or is it more about the skill set in terms of this position? Because I think we've seen blindside flankers of different sizes.
Well, in the loose forward department, there are different types of play and also sizes, but the 7 is usually the tallest, not the heaviest, but one of the heaviest guys in the pack. There's also a good lineout option in the 5-man, 6-man, or your 4-man. That's basically the 7 role or of a blindside flanker.
What are your responsibilities on game day, you as Nemo?
I've been fortunate enough to play all 3 positions, 6, 7 and 8. Yeah, I'm not the tallest in the team. Actually, I'm one of the shortest guys in the forward pack. So I'm not always the number 1 chosen blindside flank to jump in the lineout. I would love to think that I make up, elsewhere in terms of the blindside flanker.
Would you prefer any of those positions?
I don't have a preference. I can be available to the team, be as best I can be for the team, and wherever the coaches need me on the day, I'm more than willing to, assist and be of help in that department. But if I can say, probably I enjoyed playing number 8, but more so lately number 6 as well, more towards the ball and stuff like that. Where all the action things are happening, I like to be around where the ball is.
And where does that come from? Do you just, as a human, just like being in the middle of the action?
Since young, I like to be involved in everything. I think I have a fear of not being involved. It comes from a very young age where always involved in all types and different types of sports and stuff like that. So I think that stems from that.
Any other sports that grabbed your attention before rugby?
Water polo, but wasn't good. Played 16.
Okay, goalkeeper. I was like, if that was, it's so different. It's op 'n veld, daar's jy in die water.
Yeah, I did a bit of, all sports, hockey, volleyball, obviously soccer growing up in my neighborhood. Yeah, a good mix, and luckily rugby won that battle, yeah.
In general, you've played, not just in South Africa, you've played abroad as well. Who are some of the people that you've enjoyed playing with and have sort of become either role models or even friends?
Played overseas in England for a club called Wasp. Joan de Jong, Willie Leroux, Ashley Johnson, Vincent Koch was there as well. So Michael van Vieren. So I enjoyed getting close to them because when you're overseas, you sort of, you don't have too many other South Africans, or they call it Saffers, around at the club. So we were at times forced to be together, but guys I really grew close with was Joan de Jong, Michael van Vieren, as well as Willie. Willie's currently playing with me, so our relationship is just continue to grow in terms of that. Since joining the Bulls, I really met some good people. Might long continue.
Just in terms of you being involved in all those sports, are you very competitive?
Completely. I think most sportsmen, if you don't have that within you, I haven't met anyone who doesn't want to win or is fine with losing. I always say, if you do lose a match or things like that, obviously you take a step back, you learn where can you be better, what is the work on for the team going forward and as an individual. But a lot of players or people I know, they're never fine with losing. You do learn from it, but you can't accept it. I feel the moment you accept that part of your, and it's something within, if you accept accept that you probably, I don't think sport is probably for you, which is harsh to say, because there's a lot of things you can take out of a loss, but I don't think anybody should ever be fine with, for a loss like that.
That competitive side obviously is good when you're competing, but has it ever come through in your daily life?
No, look, that's part of life, even for rugby players who's got kids. You have a tough day at work maybe, or even on game day, which I call it game one. And then when you get home, you have another match with your kids. So just in terms of that, I don't want to, be that guy who just don't want to play with them, or if they want to jump on your back and, do things in the house. So even there, I want to be there for them and be the best father I can be. And I think I carry that through my father. He's been like that. He always had time for us in terms of our sports, advice, and just general life. He's been there for us, so I want to instill that in my kids one day.
You don't scrum them, hey?
But I've got a boy, Naeem is 5 years old, so from time to time I do scrum him every now and then.
Okay, cool. Humble him a bit.
Yeah, 1 out of 5 times I need to just push him harder than expected, just so he knows, what's coming one day.
That's fair. And on that, since pushing your kids, let's hear from Coach Andre here. Okay, another, I want to almost say, veteran of the game. What does a player like this bring in this position of a blindside flanker?
Nemo is a very accurate player. He's quite explosive, he's fast, he knows how to handle his body and run into space, and I think that's what makes him so special.
And what does he work on specifically? Do you know?
His favourite lift is probably the back squat. Am I right, Nemo?
That's correct.
He needs to do that at least once a week, and fairly heavy, to sustain his strength and his power, so that he can do that on a Saturday.
What is the weight you do there? I can see you bubbling up here to something.
400, 500 kg, I'm joking. Maybe just 150, 160. I'll probably get to 180 kgs. But as Andre said, I need to do that. It's just part of the preparation and routine leading up to a game. I think that's a solid base for me and the foundation, just to, we call it the engine, your legs. So that's a good exercise for me to do, especially on a Monday leading up in the week.
And in terms of 7 and 6, what's the difference in terms of training?
I think he does a lot more explosive work, like the squats and then squat jumps. And we measure his squat jumps to make sure that he sustains that velocity that he can do it at. Basically, that's it. And he needs to be strong enough in his upper body to sustain the pounding when he goes into as a ball carrier.
So again, upper body.
Yes.
Even though you said the engine's here by the beginner.
Yeah, we normally train legs quite a lot, but the upper body is the one that he uses the most when he wrestles, and he has to step into contact and then get us over the advantage line.
Is there any, you mentioned so many sports, but is there any other sports you adopt some techniques from to help him be better in his position?
Probably MMA, wrestling, and soccer. Soccer for fitness I think is fantastic. Their sports science is way in advance from that, like the rest of the world, and we use a lot of that techniques, especially in our periodization phases, how we're going to get the best out of each player.
And in terms of those sessions, do you have them individually, or does a Nizaam come sit with you and look at what he's done or he's putting out there and needs to work on?
It's probably a mix.
Okay.
As a team, we normally work as a team in the team sessions, and then in the gym with individual sessions, we'll do either top-ups or on the watt bike or air bike. For him at his age, we just keep trying and maintain what he has. What
do you feel you still need to work on, improve on, to help sustain your career for a bit more?
I'm not only saying this because Andre is here, but I really feel, I've nailed almost everything there is to nail. I've gotten stronger since joining the Vodacom Bulls with Andre as my SNC coach. More explosive. I've worked hard on my body. Recovery's been on point. And the biggest one for me is the health in terms of eating, because before I came here, the eating wasn't so great. But now Andre's gotten me on a strict diet. I must say, I'm really happy with where I am and where we're heading.
So nutrition is coming up a lot. That's obviously also changed over the years.
Yeah, you are what you eat. And I must say, Nizaam's mother makes the best samosas I've ever had. So I must say that.
She is currently now in Pretoria, so I think I might bring Andre some samosas tomorrow.
Well, okay, cool. So he's allowed to have samosas.
Only when your mother makes it.
Okay, copy that. Andre, thank you so much. Once a year. Now it's time to play the bounce. I've got 3 very random questions. What is the most useless talent you possess?
For me, it's not useless, but other people see it as not being good. But I'm actually a pigeon fancier, a bird handler. So I've got racing pigeons that nobody knows about.
Is your lucky number 7?
Not really. Number 8, I like it more.
Do you still believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy?
Tooth Fairy, because I've lost many teeth, but I've never gotten money for it or anything given back to me.
Yeah, so do you even believe then?
I still do, because now my kids are losing teeth, so I think I'm going through that phase right now. So I'm probably going to have to do it to them.
Okay, shout out Tooth Fairy. I'd geld nodig. That, Nizaam, is a wrap from us. Thank you so much. Dankie.
Bye, dankie julle.
Dankie vir jou